Hello, hello. Oh, that's good. On the vertical line. So, hello. Today, this video is about what you should think about when you buy a hydrator. So, I'm going to tell you why I don't recommend this product because there are a lot of factors. So, if I have a choice, I would buy something else because I hydrate a lot of mushrooms and therefore I don't think this machine is even safe. So if you're new here, just step in, say hello. And if you have any question for me, I would appreciate if you could, about the product, of course, tell me in the comment. Just when I finish telling you my shit about this product. So I'm just going to do my story now about my own experience. Hopefully you gain something from my experience. Don't make the same mistakes. So this is a hydrator I bought a few years ago when I first started foraging. No, after at least 5 years after I've foraged. So I decided to invest in a machine like this. Actually, this machine is very tall and it's about, if I'm not wrong, it's 6 layers. So now I only have 1, 2, 3 layers. I throw away the other 3 layers. And I'm going to tell you the reason why I do that. First of all, welcome to my channel. My name is Esti. I am a Singaporean living in North Sweden in this little town called Skellefteå. I am a forager and I'm also an Amazon influencer. So I do occasionally some video review about the products that I have used. So recently, hi Michelle. So recently I decided to do some review about certain products that I have tried, tested, and I want to share with you my experience. So this is what we call a hydrator. You can easily find this kind of hydrator in Sweden. I can't remember how much it costs. Maybe somebody know. Michelle, do you know how much does this cost at the shop here? But anyway, you can easily find this. It's everywhere in the whole country. And the product that I'm going to show you later will amaze you because that product is much easier and it's much better. So make sure you stay tuned until the end. So I bought this thinking that, oh, you know, it's a machine. I don't have to bring in and out of the sun and all that. So, and then later I discovered there are a lot of things that you have to think. First of all, it's made of plastic, right? So, you know, guys, anything that is made of plastic, if you have used heat on it, it will melt. So I'm going to show you how it looks like. This is how it looks like. You see this? It melted. And also on this side, it's also melting. It's deforming. So, and also, from the beginning when I use it, I actually have some doubt already from day one. I said, this is a plastic, you know, how good can it be? Or maybe they use this, maybe they use a special kind of plastic in order to withstand temperature, but that is not the case. So, you know, sometimes you have to trust your mind. At the back of your mind, something is saying, no, you have to believe and trust me. And trust yourself on that. So I went ahead and I bought it. And then the first time I use it, I find that what do you call that? The mushroom, it's take a very long time to dry actually. And especially if you cut them very thick, not say 1 centimeter, but lesser, half a centimeter thick, it looks like almost the whole night, you know, to dry, not really dry even, until the next morning you still see certain parts are still not dry. And the thing is because you see this hole here, this is where the heat come out. So can you imagine if the heat come out, so it will just, you know, dry the one in the center and then literally to the side. So you will tend to see that the heat distribution is not that good. So you have to move again, you know. And then the thing is that with mushroom, when they are wet, when you put them, that's why you have to put mushroom that are dry. You have to make sure that you move them. So a lot of work, right? So you have to move the wetter one inside and then move the inside one outside, because you want to make use of the heat distribution to make the mushroom even more drier. So this is one point, made of plastic, and then the distribution of heat is uneven, and also the smell of it. It is not that good to smell the mushroom from this machine, I would say, because I think when you heat up plastic, it somehow releases some kind of chemical. I don't understand. I do not know whether you agree with me or not. Let me know, because I find that when you have that chemical smell or something burning from the plastic, that is not a very good experience. Then, you know, you end up, you might not even want to eat the mushrooms, right? So I don't know. You know, guys, tell me about your comment. If I would have trusted my own instinct from the beginning, I would have thrown this away after I've used this once. But I think so far, I only try to dry mushroom only one time, because I find that the effect was no good. So I try on other thing. I try to dry like leaves also, like this nettles leaf and birch leaf. I think leaf is easier to dry because they are very thin. And if you notice, there's only an on-off switch here. So it's either you on or you off. They don't have a heat control. You cannot control the temperature. And also, you know, the heat actually is just from a very thin pieces of aluminum, right? You can see. Really look cheapskate, yeah. And then the metal is like, it's not even stainless steel at all. It's like some kind of cheap metal. So the wire, you can see there's a wire inside there. So the wire will heat up. And this whole thing is even below is made of plastic. So you can see there are holes here. But still, you know, it's plastic. So you cannot on this how long you want. I don't know how what they think when they design this. I think I can be a better designer than this. Okay, I would think that, okay, if I'm the designer, okay, I want the whole thing to be metal. Because with metal, the heat distribution is more better than plastic, right? Plastic, it get cold right away. So if I were to design this, everything metal, and then I would have like a temperature controlling, like sometimes some food are maybe thicker or more moist, then you want to have a higher heat. And also certain food mustn't have a higher heat, then you can have a lower heat settings. So I would do this, and instead of using plastic, I would have metal instead, or wire instead, because wire, so no matter how, it's better than the plastic, right? Makes sense or not? Whew. So no doubt is very light. You can see through, but you know what's the point of seeing through when you know that the the food is not distributing correctly the heat, right? So I think totally this is a total failure. And then also they have this this opening where you could adjust. They say, oh, you can adjust the opening, but let me tell you, the opening doesn't really matter, you know, because I think no matter how, you still need to have opening, because if you don't have opening, the air will not get escape from the inside, and then your food will be mold instead of not mold. So you must have an opening. So sadly to say, this is a real disappointment. I don't know, I think many people have this at home, and how much they use it, you know, it's a question mark. So now I'm going to give you a better alternative. If you guys have problem hearing me, let me know, okay? Because I don't know if my mic is working. Can you guys hear me or not? Hey, hey. So I'm going to tell you, we're going to move to my side. And later, I am going to share with you some of my tips that I have learned. You see so many knives here. So I'm going to review what is the best knife when you are foraging, okay? But now I'm going to show you the product that's going to replace this so easily. Okay, let's go, and then I'll show you how it looks like. Okay, don't know whether you can see. Can you see? Let me introduce you to the drying net, okay? Instead of using electricity, oh my goodness. See, my pen is so loose. You can hear. Okay, good, Michelle. So this is a net that I've been using, I think at least 4 years now. And it's still in really good condition, all right? I like it because I don't need to use electricity. Instead of using a plastic, which is so damaging for the earth, I use this net that can not only can be washed and it withstand a lot of weight. So you guys know I'm crazy when it comes to picking mushrooms. So I don't pick like 1 kilo and I'm satisfied. So sometimes if I can find 10 kilo, 20 kilo, I'll just pick them. And therefore you need a product like this. Can you see? So what I do is that every time when I come back with the mushroom, I will thin them slightly, like 0.3 mm, very precise, because you want to trim them very precisely in the same thickness, because if you don't do that, the mushroom is going to dry very unevenly. So train on your knife skill. Otherwise, I have another product which I think the Amazon is selling. I'm still testing that product. I don't know whether it works for every mushroom, because every mushroom, the shape is so different, right? So I'm testing the product. If it is good, then I'm going to introduce to you. But now, this one. So what you do is you already clean the mushroom with a brush. Some mushroom you must wash. Some mushroom you see, oh, it's very clean, so maybe not to wash. But normally I would recommend washing and then deep dry them. So when they are dry, you want to cut them very thinly, and then you put them in. I always start off with the bottom, the bottom. You know why? Because when you start off with the bottom, maybe the space is like it's coming. Because if you start from the top, it will drip to the second one, and then it will drip to the third one. So when is this going to dry, right? So, but if you start off from the bottom and then try to, we call in Hokkien aga, okay, you have about 5 kilo, right? So this one, for me, I think it can take up to maybe 4 kilo of mushrooms, which is wet. So I will just spread them out. I will just throw it in first, and then I will see, okay, oh, maybe this batch is too much. Then I remove and then I put it on the second one, making sure that every layer is evenly spread. The only thing that I am not satisfied is because I have a short hand. I mean, you can see, I can still reach it. I have a short arm. If you have a long arm, then you not have this problem. So if you have a long arm, you can just, I find that it's like, it's touching here. I don't like it. So spread them evenly, zip them. Nowadays, Sweden, the weather is very good, very sunny. So the thing is good with this one. I don't know whether you can see. There are some white thing here, right? These are actually the sheet from the bird sheet. I haven't washed this one for this year yet. So this was from last year, I think. So it is good that, it is covered with a canvas here. So it is protected from the bird. And also it is very fine. the nets are very fine, so the mosquito on the inside all cannot go in there. So you close them, make sure you just close them. And the zip I find is really good. I've been using it so many times, so many years I've been doing, you know, in and out, no problem. And what you do is that, you see this Velcro thing here, right? So you can just hang it. You know, I find a pole. If you are doing like me, a lot of mushroom, you buy a pole and then you just click it on. I mean, you just hook it through. So this one, about 4 kilo. This mushroom is, if I'm not wrong, I can't remember the price, but it is very cheap. I'm going to include the link in the video description, or it already included, so you can go and check it out yourself. If I'm not wrong, I have named it under the net. And then it comes with this bracket like that. So this is for 4 layers only. The other one for 6 layers. So you can also, you know, twist. It's just like an umbrella. That I dare not open this because I don't want to use this one this year. I want to use my old one. I have about 4 of the 6 layers, and I have, if I'm not wrong, I have at least 2 on the 4 layers, which is this. So this is brand new. I'm not going to open that, but you know what I mean, right? So this is what I have. Let me just show you an example. Okay. This is what you will see when you click onto the link, right, in the video description. So it will bring you to my Amazon page. And you know, I'm an Amazon affiliate, influencer, you call that. So I earn a commission, all right? Every click you make, I earn a few cents. So you know, huh? Okay, another thing that I recommend is, because Sweden can be a lot of mosquito. This is a mosquito net, and you probably wonder how to use it, right? So how you do it, you put it on your head like that. All right, there is a rubber band. Mine has been using like at least 10 years, this one. Or maybe more. So you put it here like that, and then you have this band underneath your chin like that. I think it's the wrong side. So you have this under your chin. Normally I don't really put it under my chin. You can do it like that, like the farmer, you know. This one is really good. It look a bit silly, but I found another one in the, what do you call that, at the Amazon. This is even better. Let me just show you if it is there. Okay, this one. You see this one? It has a hat on it. So this one is definitely, because, let me demonstrate, okay? When you pick, then you have to do this all the time. And you have to do this all the time. And that's a bit troublesome. And then sometimes when you make it like that. So I'm not so satisfied. And another alternative, you don't have to buy that product, but another alternative is you wear a hat, okay, inside. So you just put this on your head. So maybe that might work. I never tried it yet. I only use I have a caps, you know. So the caps only protect me from the sun. And also when you are foraging, if there is a very sunny day, you don't find mushroom, you must have a cap. With the cap, you can see better because you are shaded. You know, your eyes is not like blind by the sun. So this is the second product that I recommend. And also, I found this basket. I couldn't find them at Amazon, all right? As you guys see, there's a plastic that I don't want to throw it, because I find that this is a really good basket. The reason why I say that it is because you notice the length, right? So I have like different paper bag. So for this side, I put 2 different paper bags. And from this side, I put another 2 different paper bags. Unless I plan to pick like just one mushroom, then it doesn't matter. I'll just throw everything in. But if you want to pick like different mushroom, you don't want to contaminate the mushroom between each other. And if you are not sure about certain mushroom, you better don't put it together with the mushroom that you know, okay? Because the mushroom that you don't know might contaminate the mushroom that you know and edible. So I suggest when you go out, bring few plastic bag, or not plastic bag, paper bag that can stand by itself. So you organize yourself in the way that, you know, you don't get, oh, which one is which one? You know, some mushroom, they might look the same. This is the caps that I told you I had. So I put this hat. I put this mosquito hat inside. Like that. You see, it doesn't move so much. Okay, let's go to the table and then I'm going to show you another tricks, all right? What I find about those knives. What I think about those knives. Okay, now the mushroom season is påge, we call that in Sweden, is on the way. Many places they share on Facebook, oh, I got this, I got that. So it's going to be a very exciting new year, this year, because we have quite a lot of rain already in the spring, and we had a lot of snow during this spring. So a lot of people predict that this year is going to be a good year for harvesting. But when harvesting a mushroom, the knife is very, very important. Okay, I remember this is the first year knife. I haven't got my mushroom knife. This is the first mushroom knife I got. And this is not a mushroom knife. This is actually a normal short small knife. All right, it's quite sharp. I cut myself a few times with this one. The one thing that is not so good is with this kind of small knife is that you tend to cut, you know, yourself. My second one is this one. This is the upgrade from this to this. How many of you are still using this? Or most of you, I'm sure you have this already. So this is very good. It is a very, what do you call it? It's not sharp. But when it comes to cutting, you know, mushroom, you need to have a little bit of sharpness, but not to a point that it cut your hand. So if you notice all this kind of mushroom, they are designed in such a way that, you know, it protects you from cutting yourself. And the brush is a must. This is a cheap one. But the thing that I don't like about this is, you know, you have to like, it's the what do you call it? The brush, this one is too long. Okay, sometimes when you brush a mushroom, when it is too long, it doesn't clean so well. It cleans better if it's a shorter one. So what you can do is you cut a little bit, because maybe 1 centimeter. All right, cut them evenly. So you will solve this problem. But otherwise, I find that this is an okay knife that you can invest in if you want to upgrade. And this is my second knife, a third knife. This one, no doubt, is very long, but I noticed the brush is very hard. The one thing bad about a harder knife, a harder brush, is because it will damage your mushroom. If, for example, chanterelle, they are very sensitive. So if they are too hard, you know, you will scratch the chanterelle. And it will somehow, you know, it doesn't look good. And it's only 3, 1, 2, 3. So I would prefer, you know, a bit bigger. So you want big mushroom, right? A big area, so you don't have to do like, you know, 10 times. If you have a wider one, then you just do like a few times. I hope you understand what I mean. If I'm talking too fast, let me know, okay? Again, this one compared to this one, I think this is better in a way. It's sharper. It's not sharper, But this is really sharp. Maybe it's because I don't use it very often. It is quite new. So it's still not cutting me, but I feel like it is a bit sharp. I'm very phobia in knife from when I was a kid. I got cut once. It was quite deep. I fainted. So when I see knife, I shiver. So it is good to have a knife that is not so sharp, because I'm not the type of people who are so careful. Sometimes I can be careless. So my love of my life, okay, I like this one, but I still prefer that this brush is still a bit too long for me. But maybe some people don't feel it that way. The reason why I like this is because the hair, I have been using this like I think 5 years now. This is my first knife. If I had come with a friend, then I'll lend her this or this. So, but I like this one because the fiber is actually, I don't know made of what kind of hair. In terms of cleaning, it's easier to clean with this one because, let me show you, all right? You see? Compared to this one. It's too hard, right? And then compared to this one actually is quite good, but a bit too soft, in my opinion. A bit too soft. Okay, a bit too long and a bit too soft. So I find that this is the best. So you can get underneath the mushroom and around the mushroom. So very lasting, and it's much smaller compared to this one. See? It's much smaller compared to this one also. And then this one you can put in your pocket. You open it, and then you have this curve. I like it because the knife is not so sharp. But when you cut mushroom, because it is curved, when you cut it, it is, in a way, the cuts is very nice. And also it has this really a bit unique curve shape. So sometimes when there's worms, you just want to dig it out. This one, you can still dig it also. All right, but not so much of this because it's too white here. But this one is really, really good. Sometimes you have those like those twigs, right? Or pine trees, right? They have those hooks. So you can use this one to hook it out or just pull it out. And then they have this centimeter one also. I don't know why people like to measure centimeter. Anyone know how many centimeter mushrooms you should be picking? Is it like a fish like that? If it's too small, throw it away. I don't think some people throw it away. I think the smaller mushroom people really like. I like the small mushroom. So anyone know what is the ruler for? Is it for measuring the mushroom? Okay, let's do a bet here. We're not betting money. We're just doing a game. Okay, go and search for me. Why do they have this mushroom ruler? I'm curious. I couldn't find the answer. Maybe I found the wrong site. And then it also has this jagger. I don't know whether you can see this jagger here. So this is also using for cleaning the mushroom. Like certain stems, it's too thick, right? You don't want the outer part. So you just use this one to just jagger this. It doesn't have on this other knife. These two other knife. So this is my favorite, okay? Just close it like that, and it has like a key, so you can put your key, and then or you can hang it at the side of your pocket. So definitely recommend. And then I made a poster like this. So if you click onto the link, you will see this poster, and I would say that these are the must-have when you go out for picking, for foraging. All right, to have a long boot. Why I say it's a long boots is better. Okay, let me tell you a very fast short story. I think it was like 5 years ago. I was in this forest picking, and then I was wearing these boots, like not exactly one, but something like that. But the brand is the same. I like this brand Triton because it has a very thick plastic. saw this snake just behind me. I freak out. I jump up, and then, you know, it's so dangerous. I almost fall because there was a stone beside it. So luckily I was fast. My mushroom was all gone. You know, I flew, and then all my basket is in the air. My knife was in the air, and then I was almost falling. Luckily I was holding on to like a stem there. You know, there was like a tree beside. So there was a snake there, and I was so scared. It tried to. I didn't know it because the plastic is so strong. So I only feel like something like you know, like that, trying to hit me. I look at, oh my God, it's a snake. I tell you, I freak out because I'm really scared of snakes. So I recommend, okay, don't go and buy those cheap boots because they are really thin. Buy a thick one because you never know, under those bushes there are, you know, creatures that you don't want to be bitten. And it also protects you from the mosquito, or maybe from the snakes, or sometimes, you know, when you are walking, like after the rain, it get really wet on the in the forest. So it's really good to have a high one, high knee one if possible. The only disadvantage, all right, this one is quite good because it is not until it's really sweaty. You know, I don't like to walk in a sweaty socks all day. I prefer it to be like more airy. So make sure, if possible, buy one size bigger, or at least half a size bigger if possible. The reason why I say that is because when you are out, you walk in the springtime. Here is about 20, maybe sometimes 15 degrees Celsius. So it's still okay to walk with these boots and with a thick socks. And if you buy a shoe that is too small or just perfect for your size, you don't have room for thicker socks. Because when you wear thicker socks, it's much more comfortable. It gives you more cushion, give you more protection in case the snake is bigger enough to bite you, you know, so it will not go through the rubber and also through the thick socks. And thick socks will also prevent you from, because you're working long hours, right? So your feet tends to be sore if you have a really thin socks. So I recommend long boots, one plus size or maybe half size bigger. Wear thick socks. You could walk forever. And another thing that I really like is this, before you go out, there is this container here. I don't know whether you see. So if you don't have a basket like mine, you can also, you know, some people, they use shopping bag, plastic one. Don't use that, because when you use a plastic bag, your mushroom will sweat. So when you sweat, at the end of the day, you look, there's water underneath, you know. So if possible, get those plastic, not plastic bag, buy those bag that has a net or holes that is not big, so that the mushroom can breathe. All right. And also, please, this one, you can see this one, a handbook. If you are new, if you are familiar with the mushroom, go ahead. But if you're not familiar, it's always good to have a small book where you could learn about, you know, what kind of mushrooms that are edible and non-edible. This is my philosophy, okay? When you pick a mushroom, does it make sense for you to pick things that you don't know? Right, you don't know. Because some mushroom can contaminate the other mushroom, and then you go back with a basket full of contaminated mushroom. Is it worth it? Not, right? So always have a guidebook, and don't just say maybe, you know. There is no room for maybe. You have to be, and not 200, you have to be 200% sure, right? 200% sure that what you are picking are edible, and you know that mushroom. Because some mushroom, when they're small, it's very difficult to tell, but don't take chance, all right? Be extremely careful and be sure, okay? Then when you go back, you feel like on ease. When you eat those mushrooms, you also feel like you're on peace. I want to share with you one very, very short story about a Thai girl who lived not so far from here. She was new to picking mushroom. She thought, if I'm not wrong, oh yeah, the winter chanterelle, right? I'm sure if you follow me enough, you know how it looks like. So the winter chanterelle is very similar to another mushroom that looks like winter chanterelle, but that one is very poisonous. And she didn't know, of course, Thai people, they like to work fast. Let me just push this mic